What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out this episode of the podcast. Today, I have my friend Jenn Green, and Jenn is the Southeast Regional Affiliate Rep for CrossFit. She's a CrossFit affiliate owner, and I'm excited to talk about how Jenn went from working 20 years in mortgage banking to running her affiliate to being thrusted into working for CrossFit and helping CrossFit affiliates really all over, but specifically in the Southeast United States. So I'm excited to chat about that. So listen and get to know Jenn more, especially if you're in our region.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jenn. I really appreciate it. So let's start first. Give us a little more clarity on like what your role is now, and then we'll back up and go backwards and work our way to where we are today.
Okay. So my role now is I'm still a wife, a dog mom. I run my affiliate full time. Actively coaching, actively involved in my affiliate.
And what's your affiliate called?
It's CrossFit Greer. So right in Greer, South Carolina, the upstate. And I also with CrossFit and the Southeast affiliate rep. So supporting all affiliates in the Southeast with all things kind of connecting affiliates and just having the blast.
And the affiliates, do you represent Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas?
And Alabama.
And Alabama.
Yep.
Cool. Very cool. Awesome. So going all the way back to how did you get your affiliate? Let's start there. And what inspired you to go from being mortgage banking to affiliate owner? How'd that transition happen?
Yeah, for sure. So we started CrossFit in 2007. Like the first day that our affiliate opened, we were there, took part. We had no idea what it was. Someone was just like, hey, you should just do this. And so from day one, we knew we loved it. We fell in love with it. And we kept telling the current owners, Carl and Kristen, hey, if you ever want to sell it, we'll buy it. We're bought in. We have no idea what running a business looks like. We'll do this. So we both had full-time jobs, Reagan in electronic engineering and me in mortgage banking management. And so it just it kept continuing. The story kept going. This journey kept going. And in 2015, we decided that we were going to focus 100% on getting out of debt, not with any intention to buy the affiliate, just on a personal level. And so we were like, hey, we'll do any and everything at the gym. We'll coach every single class that we're not working 9 to 5. We'll program, we'll do everything just to get some extra money. And I would say we were well on our way from that. And one day the owner just came to us and he said that he had been praying about it for a couple months and wanted to see if he could give us the gym. And we were like, I don't think we expected that, So it was it was just going to be given to us, but it wasn't really even on, we were always saying that we wanted to buy it, but it never really was realistic to us, I guess, because we were finances and things like that. And so he was like, yeah, pray about it. I've been praying about it. And he was like, the Lord just said to give it to you. And so we prayed about it and we talked about it, about what it would look like and could we do it still running or working full time. And, we looked at it and we were like, hey, actually, that's what we've kind of been doing aside from finances, for the last year. And so it was the Lord was just kind of setting us up with it. And then, so we did everything, and effective January 1st, 2016, we became the official owners of CrossFit Greer with that.
So I want to, before you go, that is amazing.
Yeah.
One, I love when when you lean into your faith and God sets up things for you that you didn't know you were being set up for.
Yep.
And so that's amazing to hear that he was clearly setting you up for something. And well, for this, what was the initial motivation for that gym owner to give you guys the gym? Was there anything going in his life? Like what instigated him to even start considering this and praying about it? And
yeah, so at about the same time, his wife had gotten sick and kind of had to step out a lot. And so she had basically ran the gym mostly. He had a very successful business on the side. And so it was kind of, again, like the Lord just setting it up, like she was needing to step out and he couldn't do that. But at the same time, we were stepping in, and it just kind of all worked that way. And so it was really just a big hobby for them. And, they had no business systems in place. It was just, like throw your cash in an envelope, old school back then, and no rhyme or reason to how the programming went. It was just, it was mostly just like community and just being there and getting a good workout in. But like when we were there, and pretty much the whole time, it was like we were kind of general managing. So a lot of people still thought we were owners anyway. Cause we did the open, we judged the open, we were the affiliate manager. We pushed all the events, all the competitions, everything like that. So it was just kind of like an easy, hey, they already know what they're doing kind of thing. Just give them the financial piece of it. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What happened then? What changed after you guys then officially took over?
Yeah. So when we officially took over, we slowly started getting people like set in. So we, brought in systems, like automated recurring charges kind of thing, push press and sugar wad for workouts, and just started like really honing on business systems and getting things into place, trying to really grow the membership. Because we always were like, yeah, it'd be our dream to run our gym full time. And, we're both hustling during the day, our 9 to 5, but we coach 6 a.m., then go straight to 9 to 5. And then, and for me in mortgage banking, it was a lot more than 9 to 5. It was, like get up, do some emails, do some work, go coach, go all the way, go to the gym, then do some more emails and, work and things like that. So it was just a lot. But we made it work. So all 2016, we did that. All of 2017, we did that. At the end of 2017, Reagan just wasn't feeling good. He thought that he had, the flu, and it was the day before Thanksgiving. And so he went to the doctor, and they were like, you don't have the flu, but like you have something with your heart and a really strong murmur. And he was like, what? No, I'm normal. I just have a cold. And he was like, and actually, he had a procedure done a couple of months before, and his heart was like normal then. And so they're like, no, it's bad. And so he went for a second opinion. And then within like a month span, he had like an echo, 2 echoes, a TE, a heart cath, all of that. And then they were like, all right, we need to repair or replace your valve. And it's crazy because, we kind of go back and talk about how the Lord sets us up this whole entire time. Like we had a peace about it. And Reagan's like, I'm now currently asymptomatic, and you're telling me that my heart's messed up, And so we scheduled surgery for the day after Christmas in 2017. So from Thanksgiving to Christmas, all of that was done. And he walked in 100%, like, I feel fine. I don't know why I just did the 12 days of Christmas yesterday, kind of thing. And so through that, he said, coming out of it, he was just like, you know what, like life's too short to not pursue your passion and do what you want to do. And so with that, it took him a couple more months. In April 2018, he said that he was going to run the gym full time. And so he left that and started running the gym full time. I'm in there.
Wow,
So,
that's very cool. That's around, that's really close to the same time that I resigned as a
Nice.
teacher. Like
Heck yeah.
it was like February or March of 2018. That's very cool.
super awesome.
And what was he doing beforehand?
So he was like networking, installing copiers and big print production machines. So he would work on machines that are like longer than school buses for, to make big manuals and all that technology stuff. So
Sure.
So, yeah, but he was kind of like stuck in a cycle. He had, same as me, he started that like right out of college and had never changed companies, never changed positions or anything. And so it was just like, you know what, this is not what I want to do. I want to help people and use it. He also had his story of having open heart surgery, at Christmas, but then was able to like jump in the next week and get to cardiac rehab. And he actually participated in the open in 2018. And so he was just like, I have a story to tell. I can like use it to impact these people that don't think that they could do CrossFit. And so that was his mission. And he did awesome, going through all of that. And then, COVID hit. So, with that, Reagan is very social and just like a people person. And he's not a Zoom call kind of person or anything such as that. And so when COVID came through in like the spring of 2020, it kind of set him into like depression, with that, just not seeing people, not, going to classes, not just doing that, and he wasn't one that wanted to flip to Zoom, and our members didn't want to flip to Zoom either. And so it was a struggle, for that. And so he started working with a friend. He's very artistic, essentially. And so he started working with a friend for like layout and design and concrete, and commercial concrete and bidding. And so he was doing that while we weren't doing Zoom calls at the gym there. And I'm just still like sitting here working from home, doing mortgage stuff, like, going crazy. But in the meantime, I'm like, oh my gosh, we could do this at the gym, and we could do this, and we can do this, and we can do this. And, one day me and Reagan, along with some friends that kind of like knew my passion, kind of pushed me into it. But we had a long talk, and we were like, hey, what if we flipped back? Like, what if I left corporate world, ran the gym full time? Like, what would that look like? And so it was kind of a hard conversation at first, because Reagan was like, do you not think I'm doing a good job? And so we, had to go through that. And that was just part of like the enemy just telling him, that not to kind of keep going with what his passion is and stuff. And I was like, no, you'll still be part of the gym. And, just you're having a great time with the concrete. But I also have all these other like business ideas, but I can't do them if I'm working full time for the bank. And so, we prayed about it and we talked about it, because we were giving up like a substantial amount of income for me, benefits and security, with all of that. And so in September of 2020, I resigned. And Reagan went full time with commercial concrete, all that fun stuff. And then I went full time in the gym.
So tying into both when he left his job and when you left yours, it's one thing to be, well, in your case, literally handed an affiliate, but it's one thing to like acquire a business and still work full time. And it's another thing to say, hey, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and essentially risk stepping into this. What was that like for you guys as a married couple to navigate through that? I mean, you touched on a little bit with like Reagan feeling insecure about how you felt, how he was running the affiliate. What other things were going on as far as like mindset and even like faith that allowed you guys to take that step?
Yeah. So when he took the step to leave his corporate position, so in 2018, we again had done like awesome with our finances because we started at 15 and just like paying off stuff and things like that. So we were set up pretty well there to take that. And so it was just kind of like, is this where we want to go? You can always like go back, you know, and that was the thing, is that, you know, we both said that we could always go back if it doesn't work. But I'm like, the Lord won't let us do that. So for us in 2020, it was a lot more with that. And just, it was kind of like my confidence of, can I do this? And can I be successful? Can I make the impact that I think that I'm going to make? And then like for my husband, just like giving him the confidence of like what he was doing, that he enjoys it. It's his passion. He can still coach. He still has 100% say in it, but it just like on paper, it made sense because I have always done all the back end stuff and he had zero interest for that. So even when he ran the gym full time, zero interest, I still did that. And so I was just like, so now you don't have the guilt of not doing that. And it was definitely also just looking at our budget, like where can we save money? So like if I don't take any income from the gym, or if I only, you know, pay, you know, a flat small amount or something, where can we save money? What can we cut out? And just like reevaluating our budget. How can we survive on just your income alone? And so we made a lot of just like lifestyle changes, you know, cutting out like small stuff, you know, getting my lashes done and, you know, extra shopping and every new pair of nanos or something that came out from that. But I would say like small things like that add up, you know, stop going and getting coffee every day and making coffee here. And it was one of those things. It's not really a sacrifice in that sense. It started out like it was going to have to be, but like the return from like being at the gym and just supporting that and just realizing how much you need someone that's full time at the gym, you know, like to be invested and to like be able to go to all the classes, and not even if you're coaching, but just how much return I was getting back from putting 100% into that.
That's such a different, and my wife and I, we had very similar conversations when we bought our gym. And that's a very different conversation than I hear from a lot of affiliate owners. A lot of them were, I'm a member and I want to hold on to my community, so I bought this gym. Or yep. I'm a coach and I'm frustrated and I ended up buying this gym. And though those can be great reasons to start moving forward and entertaining that idea, with that said, there are so many things that you have to consider beforehand, and whether you take a big leap and like leave your job or you start small and build big, there's a lot of pre-planning that does have to happen to ensure that it's going to be successful. Yeah. Is that something that you also hear? Is that consistent with what you hear when you talk to affiliate owners?
Yeah, definitely. You know, again, I think the biggest thing is just like most people are just afraid to step off the boat, you know, and like to take that chance, but they don't know how to plan for that. Don't know how to budget. And so one thing that we had done is we have just taken like my pay, because we had decided in the summer 2020 that I was going to resign. It just took from, there was a project going on, so I wanted to make sure that was good through Labor Day to leave my team. So I gave them a huge notice. But that pay from when I made that decision to like, then I took all of that pay and just put it in the bank in a different account, and just like, can we work on this income, on Reagan's income alone? And, you know, how can we make it work like this? And so living on that, readjusting that, and just, you know, working from home during 2020 had its pros and cons. And I would say for me, it definitely was a pro. because I was able to work on a lot of other things, such as like my mindset and my nutrition and just my health. I made a priority like in 2020. And so all of those positives were just like the train that just kept rolling with that. So I knew what it meant to put like my health and nutrition first as priority instead of like everyone else. And so then that kind of helped me be more confident in like talking to others. And, now I can go in the gym and I could, say like, hey, I know what you're going through, but let's look at this and let's look at that. So it gave me a lot more confidence to even step off the boat in general with that. So, but definitely a lot of planning ahead and not just like thinking financially, right, from that.
Yeah, well, and it has to be both, because I've heard scenarios where people opened up a gym because it sounded like a good business plan. And then other people, bought or opened up a gym because it's a passion project. And in reality, if you want it to be successful, which you should, and if if you're going to open it, you should want it to be successful. You need both. Like it has to be my passion and it has to make business sense. And if either of those two things line up, then maybe it's a no, or at least a no for right now.
Yep. 100%. Because I think you start out as, in most people, it's all a passion project, for the majority of people, especially if like, for us, it was given to us and it was a passion project that we were just like working in it. And then for people that take it from the community, they want to save the community. It's a passion project. But you have to be smart in your businesses to be able to continue your passion project. Otherwise, like you're going to be miserable and you're going to like turn bitter almost. And it's going to be like, oh, God, like I'm not making any money anyway. So, it's kind of like motivation is fleeting, and passion is the same way. It doesn't necessarily have an expiration date, but it can, run out if you're just not consistently checking in on yourself and having a good business plan in play and, being smart with it business wise.
Yeah. And I have found that in my own business, we had to build up from the ground. So like I bought a facility, but it's like, just like you, I had no systems. It was the trust that these members were going to want to re-sign up with me because it was a new business. And so I found that improving the business, improving the facility, building these systems, changing the pricing structure, those all sound like not sexy things for a passion project, but it's allowed me to help more people and help my current people deeper.
Yes. Yep. 100%. And I feel like just being organized, right, with that stuff. And now we're in the thing of everything quick and fast and easy and just like, let me give you my card and all, and so I have probably two members that one pays cash and one writes a check. And it's just like, that's just easy. The one that writes a check is one of our older members and that's just what he does and that's fine. But like getting systems in place and just kind of being organized and giving everyone on billing so you don't have to chase them. And, I think members appreciate that. Like I'm glad my cell phone bill is auto drafted, kind of thing. And just the ease of it. But once you get that, then you can start focusing on like the stuff that matters, right? So like coaching, improving your coaching, building your members, what's your own ramp or your foundations look like? What's that process look like? What's the members' experience so that they can tell other members to grow your membership?
Yeah. And having those systems in place and having a better experience, I found has people stick around longer, and it allows me to do the things, the sort of almost philanthropic things that gym owners want to do. Like, for instance, I've had, more than one scenario where a member reached out to me and they're like, hey, I'm going to have to cancel or I'm going to have to put my membership on hold because of, XYZ hardship. Well, because I have all of my stuff dialed in, I could tell them like, hey, just between you and me, we'll skip this payment, but I want you in the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm confident knowing that like I'm going to be fine. And I know that doing that, one, I feel good taking care of my people. And I know that when I take care of my people, it impacts their life today and allows me to continue to impact their life moving forward, opposed to if I would have told them, yeah, go ahead and cancel, it's going to be harder for them to come back in and I might never see them again.
Yep, 100%. And I had that conversation actually just this week. And, again, it's one off, and it's like this member who has been with our gym since probably 2014 or so. And she's just going through a rough time right now. And she was like, I'm just going to have to take some couple months off and things like that. And I was like, what is that going to do for your mental game? Like mentally, you're not in a good place right now. So like stepping out and not doing fitness and not working out, like mental aspect is huge. I don't care what it takes. You need to get to the gym and get there every single day like you are right now. And like, we'll figure out the financial part like later, and just like within that. And I consider my gym and my affiliate and my coaches and my staff, and like, it's our mission, right? So like, this is our mission field. This is our mission. We want you to feel loved. We want you to feel safe. We want you to grow. If you happen to get fitness in with that, that's a plus. And so it's one of those things that, it's again, our passion project. And like you said, that having those systems in place, we can actually be able to, to do that and not even be concerned that they're missing out on, whatever amount that membership was a month.
Yeah. I like to say that we get you in the door with fitness just so we can help you be a better person.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
And we can apply that in our classes, checking in with our people and using the workouts as an opportunity to build psychological endurance and grit and provide a safe environment for them to try new things, to fail, to succeed, to celebrate, to lift them up when they're having something difficult. And compared to life, those things are really goofy. Like, it's really goofy to be like, you're going to get upset because you didn't do a handstand push-up or you couldn't get upside down.
Yeah.
But by taking this controlled environment and this goofy thing, it actually is building psychological improvements that transfer outside to the real world.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like we look at like our struggles in the gym and stuff, and we always, one friend always said this, and I like copy that friend now, is that we can do hard things, like we can do hard things. This isn't hard. And, what you have going on outside can be hard, but we want you to come in and just continuously work through of like teaching yourself, like, this is not hard. I can do hard things. Right. And like, people are kind of going out, and I've had a couple of people say that, they had some situations coming up and they just heard me in the back of their head, like, we can do hard things. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But they were like, yeah, they were like, you just approach things more with confidence, knowing that you constantly hear like being empowered and being taught to be confident, and just changing your mindset out of negativity. And that was something I worked on really hard in 2020 as well, is just like being so down on myself and just being so negative and like a people pleaser and, not caring for myself at all. And just so now I'm like, in that mindset, right? Just working on it. I can do the hard things. I'm confident I can do this.
Yeah. Something we say at my gym is some of us want to get better.
Right.
And they'll ask me like, hey, do I have to run today? And I'm like, no, you don't have to, but some of us want to get better. So some of us are going to be out there running, and they're like, and it's turned into them saying the same thing. They'll be out and about, and they're like, man, I thought about not meal prepping, or I thought about not doing this thing, and I heard you in my head saying, some of us want to get better, and I want to get better, so I'm going to do this thing. I'm like, perfect. Like that's what it's all about. And I've been saying the same thing that you say lately, just coincidentally, is we do hard things. Yep. We just had Bring a Friend Week last week, and the friends had a ton of fun. And every time they would say, oh, that was hard, that was tough. And I said, yeah, we do hard stuff. Because we live in such a time where comfort and instant gratification are glorified to the detriment of our self-improvement. And we're the antithesis of that in the gym, that we're gonna do hard stuff now so that when the real hard stuff shows up, we're ready for it. Like we were waiting for you because we knew you were coming.
Exactly. Yep. 100%. I love that. Some of us want to get better because, you always have those people. I had someone the other day and it was like 60 degrees and they said, I don't know if I'm going to run. I'm prepared to run, but if I'm cold, and I'm like, if you're cold, like 60 it's beautiful. like what is this? We've been like colder and this was our fake spring day, that we had. So I was like, okay, it's just 400 meters. Right. Oh
yeah. And we're, my members are worse because we're down in Florida. So if it's below 50, like I'm getting bad too. I mean, I used to live up in Ohio and now I find myself getting, being desensitized to the cold or overly sensitized. It was 45 the other day and we don't have heat in the gym because there's this 2 weeks. There's probably like maybe 14 to 20 days total over the course of the whole year where it's like, it's actually cold, where it's like below 40. So it was 45 the other day and I put on compression pants underneath my joggers and I had like my hoodie and we were like coaching in the gym and like, I'm dramatic.
Yeah, no, it was, I think I realized the first time that Florida was actually cold. I don't know what year it was, but we went to, it was the Conica Minolta Bowl then. It was January 1st in Jacksonville. And we were in the stadium and I was like, we're going to Florida, t-shirt and all this stuff. Went in the stadium. It was so windy and so cold. We were like, we have to pay $75 for a t-shirt, like freezing in there. And then when I went to Miami for Wadapalooza, back in January, I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be nice. And I just took one sweatshirt and I was like, what is this cold coming through Miami? People were super bundled up and I was like, oh, this is just like it's at home. It's cold, but like this is at home. So
yeah, totally. January is like that. So tell me, how did you, speaking of going down to Wadapalooza, how did you end up getting into this position that you got in? So you took over your husband's role, right, of running the gym. And then how did you end up working for CrossFit and becoming an affiliate rep?
Yeah. So in 2020, the middle of 2020, the short time that Dave was running as interim CEO, he came up with a program to have district reps. And so there was 13 or 15 of us, and it was all like regionally divided. So North Carolina and South Carolina, and then you had a Florida one, Alabama and Georgia were one, and just kind of all over the United States. And so we were just more so ambassadors for CrossFit. We were kind of there to, first of all, just like listen to affiliate owners. We're right in the middle of COVID. And so just listen to affiliate owners, be there, kind of just start connecting, because it had, twofold in a sense, right? So you would never, if you owned an affiliate by then, you never really talked to HQ. It was always email or always, your annual reminder for renewal. And so it was more so of HQ taking that feedback of, hey, we need someone on the field. We need to actually have someone to talk to from that. So it started just, talk with that person talking. So I got that role because you can nominate people in your community for it. And so they started the nomination process, and evidently a lot of people nominated me for that. So you can nominate, like affiliate owners can nominate, anyone can nominate, like whatever. And a lot of people in my community just kind of banded together and nominated me. I had some friends that are seminar staff that own affiliates in the area as well, and they nominated me. And so I went through an interview process for that district rep position, and in October of 2020 started that for North Carolina and South Carolina.
You said evidently. Were you surprised?
So I was like, oh yeah, it'd be super cool to do that. And, but I mean, who am I? I'm just an affiliate owner that's like, I'm really big and involved in our community. Our community here is like, of affiliates is like my best friends. So the whole, like within a 2-hour radius or so, like we're all really good friends. And so I was like, whatever, never even thought of it, but I was like, hey, it'd be kind of cool.
And you just thought that to yourself.
Yeah.
Like just to myself, like, oh, that'd be cool if I got to do this, but I guess not.
Yeah. I was like, whatever. Like, no, it was more so of like, they want these affiliates owners that, I recognize their names, they've gone to the games or, they're really big, really like spoken,
or on staff.
Yeah. On staff. I'm not a games athlete. I'm not a regionals athlete. Like no one knows who I am kind of thing. And then someone told me they nominated me and I was like, really? That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you. And someone else said this. And then, one day I got a notification for an interview and I was like, what? Like, seriously? So it's not
even anything you applied for. They just reached out and they're like, hey, Jen, you've been nominated.
Yeah. And she was like, I guess it's an email form that came in or something for that. And she said, you literally have received she goes, I can't read them all. From that. And so she was like, we knew as soon as they started coming through that we needed to interview. So there was me and one other affiliate owner in South Carolina, one or two in South Carolina that were up for the role. And I think we all interviewed and I ended up taking it. So, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Continued, did that and just enjoyed it, connecting with affiliates in North and South Carolina. And it was more so of an ambassador role. So it was just something I kind of worked on maybe 1 or 2 hours a week from that. And then I started getting plugged into Roundtables. Really enjoyed that. Started just, doing that in addition to being an ambassador. And
could you touch on what are Roundtables for people who don't know?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Roundtables is for affiliate owners. 6 to 8 affiliate owners get on a monthly call and just kind of talk about, life, what's going on in the gym, what's the best thing that's happened recently in the gym or at home, what kind of challenges are you going through, and just an opportunity for you to share, but to learn best practices. It's a mix of affiliate owners, and I know some affiliate owners who basically just said it changed their business, it saved their business. But then on a personal level, it's someone that you can talk to so that you're not alone on an island with that. And I think that's huge. You're in California and you're struggling with the same thing I'm struggling with, because it's not like you're going to call your neighbor affiliate next door and be like, hey, do you have this problem? Or is it just me? And then you talk to someone in, another state or another country and they have the same issues. So
it's huge being able to do that. I did the Roundtables, and I'm admittedly plugged into so many calls and groups per week now that I'm like, man, I have to set this aside. And I have access to so many other, gym owners and coaches, and I'll ask them hey, what's, are you guys experiencing this? Whether they're in California, Virginia, wherever. And they're like, yeah, I'm experiencing that. I'm like, oh, okay. Then it's not just me. And then it's how are you guys dealing with that? It's oh, well, I'm doing X, Y, Z, I'm doing this. And that provides opportunity for me to have some insight on, is this a me thing? Is this something that I just have to deal with? Is this something I can fix? Is this something I have to move around? And just having that shared experience is huge.
Yeah, 100%. And I think so we piloted it during COVID the beginning of 2021, we piloted it and it was huge. But we learned a lot. You talk to people and they're like, yeah, I did the pilot and kind of, cause it was kind of hey, let's just throw this together and figure it out. And then we just continued to build and revamp and have take feedback and what do affiliate owners want? What do they need? And just, what makes sense. And so within that, just continue to be part of the Roundtables team as well. And then in June, Austin and the whole team decided that they needed to have support regionally. And so we were ambassadors, but we had Paul and Jordan, which were like the West and the East. I said that backwards, but Paul is the East and Jordan was the West.
In charge of all the East region of the U.S. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just contacting affiliates and really just like barely getting by, because if you look at the number of affiliates, and Paul is also Canada, like a country manager for Canada. And so they had said like, hey, let's try a structure where you split regionally 3 under each. And so that was announced to like internal people, so seminar staff, and the ambassadors, that, hey, this role is open if you want to go apply for it before we open it up outside. And so I was like, what the heck? I'll just, do that. So I did that. And within a week later, I had, I think 5 or 6 interviews all in 1 week, like 3 in 1 day. I was like, oh, this is a lot. But just interviewing with different people within the company and different lines of businesses. And I feel like I'm super grateful for the corporate like 20-year history that I had, because I was able to like be comfortable and answer those questions. And a lot of them were pretty like corporate-esque type things, just because they wanted to make sure like that we're running a business and that I have a heart for affiliates and that I'm still coaching and that I own my affiliate and that I'm still involved. Because that was one of the key things is, that I'm involved and still coaching 100% in my affiliate, so that I could relate with you guys and, continue to help and support you and understand like, hey, whatever we're going through, I'm going through the same thing, I had members cancel or, memberships up, memberships down kind of thing. So,
well, it's just like we had our roundtable down in Orlando a few months ago, and we talked about how you need to be walking the walk. And so we were talking to affiliate owners as like, you need to be coaching classes, you need to be taking classes, you need to be working on your nutrition so that you can relate to your members and your coaches and this is such a relationship business that you need to make sure you're in the trenches, even if you're not there full time like you are, like you still need to be a part of the ecosystem in order to be able to run a solid business and have the kind of impact that we want to make. And so that's really cool that CrossFit sees that, and even at a higher level where it's like, hey, if you want to help affiliates, you've got to be in your affiliate, work in your affiliate, and know what the strengths and struggles and seasons and all the ups and downs of owning an affiliate are like.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's helped a lot because we can all give that feedback, right? But our whole team, up to, 2 levels up from us, all own or have owned an affiliate or multiple affiliates, are all actively still coaching. The whole team, 2 levels up, at least 2 levels up. And so it's huge. And, we can use it to even to the coaching piece of it, right? So like giving feedback for CAP and being able to share CAP and how CAP has helped me grow as a coach and has helped my coaches grow, but it's given everyone confidence in that. And so we can all like talk about it and share about it. And then, you talk to newer gyms or new affiliate owners who have newer coaches. And so you're like, hey, let me just like hand this to you. This is what I did. I took someone that did their level 1 and I brought them in to like just right into CAP. A week later, didn't throw them into CAP in the classes, but like had them study and intern with me. And I'm like, they're like, when can I do this on my own, kind of thing. But then also the business pieces, and we can kind of go in and look at possible options for APN or the marketing toolkit and say like, I use this or I didn't use this, or this makes sense or this doesn't make sense as an owner. Because as a company, like not everyone owns affiliates or anything, and they just have their certain divisions and areas that they're working in. But blending together and having us affiliate owners as part of staff, we can say like, I don't think I would use that, or like, heck yeah, let's like, why are we not connected with them already as APN, you know? So.
Yeah, and CrossFit HQ as a whole has I've been very impressed by the tools that they've put out, and I've taken advantage of as many as I can. And they've also been really great about receiving feedback on those. And so I've given them feedback on, on CAP, on the CrossFit affiliate programming. You and I just had a conversation the other day about a tool, an on-ramping tool, and where we think that might fit better in our member journey. And just the back and forth communication has been huge, especially going from there's nothing to, okay, here's these things, to now, okay, we have these things. How do you think these could be better, or are these useful at all?
Yeah. And I 100% agree. I think some days it's hard to like, because there's a lot of affiliate owners who, they started 10 years plus ago. They've been doing it on their own, and they are just like, not that we don't need you, but like we've done it for 10 years by ourselves. And so kind of breaking that barrier is something just that as company-wide, just kind of trying to work on that as well. And just like, hey, I know you don't need me. Like, you've been super successful, but the things that we have and are providing were asked for by affiliate owners. And so like, just give it a chance with that, whether, I've used the marketing pieces, and I was like, oh, this is super cool, and so the marketing piece, and even like the latest email that came out from the games team to affiliate owners to send to your members who have not registered for the open. And I was like, this template is super cool. Like, we should think about more templates like this. Whoever thought of this idea is like, this is incredible. And if we can get some more templates and just more things that are just like, here's a package, take it and run with it, Yeah,
totally. And there's so many things that CrossFit has put out, and many of them are included in your affiliate. The marketing kit is included in your affiliate. And so there's so many things that, they could look at and take advantage of. And there's some things that are premium that may be a better alternative than what you have, that are worth at least looking at.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's just continuing to evolve and continue to take your feedback, because everything that we have is from feedback. One of the biggest things that, kind of come out of like 2020 and 2021 with COVID is, number one, like our roles, the field reps and the ambassador role, and then it moved into the reps, but also the feedback of all the products, because there wasn't any of this then. Now we have the playbook for newer affiliates that kind of come in, and not just newer, but in general, we have that, and we have a place where I know the feedback is going. So like, give me the feedback and I put it in there, and I know exactly like what department, who it's going to, and they look at it and they read it, and they've sometimes reached out to me and asked for more clarification and, more information. And I've kind of connected them with who gave me that feedback so that they can kind of move from there. And that's huge. I don't know most companies like, oh yeah, put it in file 13. You're not gonna like email Facebook's, message your team and be like, oh, thank you for this new, like, you're just not gonna have access to that. Or even if you go to the grocery store and you're like, oh, I really like how they designed this. Like, who are you gonna get? Like, who are you gonna? But for CrossFit, it's really nice that you're able to do that. And there's, with all those tools too, there's more tools than you realistically have the ability to use, which is amazing. And I've been making a conscious effort to not just provide negative feedback, but when there's something that I really like, I've been making sure I tell you, or I've responded to a couple of emails that HQ sent out to whoever receives it. I'm like, hey, this was really great. Thank you for this. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah.
So what does your now that you have this role, what does your week to week look like? What are some things that you're doing?
Yeah. So I balance it between running the gym full time. So it's a very flexible role. So I kind of throughout the week set aside a couple days to make calls to affiliate owners that are new, or there's been a lot of transfer of ownership in affiliates, and so just kind of connecting with the newer affiliate owners, the transfers, the affiliate owners who aren't using those tools that we just talked about, and just kind of saying, hey, here's what we have. Don't know if you knew this or not, or it's here. So I spend some time doing that throughout the week. I pull, look and see who's got some anniversaries coming up. So 5, 10, 1, 5, 10, like 15, the big anniversaries, and try to reach out just to kind of talk to them, connect with that. Let's see, kind of work on projects of things that are going on, like what's kind of going on. I've been helping a lot with some of the summits. And so I went to California recently and helped Katie with hers. So just whatever her vision was, and assisted her with that one. There was one recently in Nashville. I did not go to that one, but just kind of helping behind the scenes on random stuff. I may be going to New Orleans, so I'm still kind of figuring that one out for that one. But just supporting affiliates. So if you guys got questions or you guys need answers, or like we talked about the other day with that beta thing, and just took some feedback. My goal is just to kind of connect with affiliate owners throughout the week, jump on the phone with them, answer questions, help them find stuff. This week we had a call with an affiliate owner who, so first year doing the open. So I walked her through the open dashboard and how to validate scores, and, the judges course and all the other stuff. So a lot of that, but then also just connecting, like, hey, I think that you should talk to this affiliate owner over here. Let me just connect you with this one. And oh, so-and-so has a great process for that. They love it. Just do this, and contact this person. And so that's one of the biggest things, is just to get affiliate owners to realize that, like, I'm here to help you also connect with other affiliate owners, because a lot of people don't take advantage of roundtables, and a lot of communities aren't like super open to their neighbor community affiliate. And so that's new to me, because I don't have that here, but I'm just kind of trying to break those particular barriers too. So
that's awesome. And I really enjoyed the summit that we were a part of. Have you, have you noticed any changes or feedback? Have you guys made any pivots with each summit that you've had?
Yeah. So every summit is different as far, so last year we had basically just a different team running it. And so this year we're getting more of our APN partners to get involved and to help, and to be a bigger part of it, of that. And then after each summit, we go through and just give feedback, good and bad. What can we do better? What do we need to change? And things like that. And so every summit is kind of getting better. This year, we're actually trying to make it to where we could add more +1 or +2. So we want you to bring, your spouse if they're involved, or your general manager, or your head coach. And so we've kind of made it from that. The most recent summit, we added in a live roundtables with, which was pretty cool. It's some different questions than normal roundtables. So that was done in Nashville. And so then we have, I think DC has one coming up, New Orleans has one coming up, and maybe Kansas City, a couple other ones from that. So each rep is kind of handling their own, and then ideally another rep will come in as like support. So that's what I did for Katie, and Danielle went to Andrews in the Midwest. So yeah. And then we have one in Atlanta in June. So more details on that to come. But
yeah, for sure. I just had I had a friend reach out to me. I was earlier this week. He's like, hey, I just saw they're doing a roundtable in Atlanta. If you want to come stay with me. I was like, oh, okay. We have a lot of stuff going on around then. So I'm like, man, I can't commit one way or the other, but if we do go, I'll for sure hit him up, and I hope we can make it.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so.
That's cool that you guys did the live roundtable. That admittedly was a piece of feedback that I submitted. Was we had opportunities to like chat and connect, but they were so either brief or surface level that it felt like there was more on the table, or there could have been, there was more to be had there. So that's cool to hear that you guys had an opportunity for that, and I'm excited to do the next one and have more opportunities to connect with other affiliate owners. And I'm most excited to continue to connect with affiliate owners in my area, because there's I've reached out and some respond, some don't respond. So anytime that we can connect and level up together, like we're gonna all improve.
Yeah, 100%. And so we had a couple. So the roundtables feedback was great. So thank you for submitting that. That was some feedback actually when I went to Raleigh back in August. That our whole day was like slam packed full, and they were like, "This is amazing. This was awesome," but would have loved more connection with other affiliate owners. And so that was huge. We did not do roundtables in California, and some of the staff that came, so were there, and they were like, "Hey, maybe let's try to change this piece a little bit, add some more connection with affiliate owners." And so I think the staff is realizing that as well there. But we're working on some plans for some possibly regionally roundtables. So I recently did the open format roundtables, where it's a very similar structure, but it was mostly specific to the open. And so we're working on some topic specific ones. So it's not a month to month commitment, but you still jump on a call like one time,
like a one-off call.
Yeah, a one-off. And so we're creating topics for those now, but it would be like regionally. So I would invite everyone regionally, and then I've also kind of thrown around some like regionally specific roundtables as far as like areas, just to get in and like invite all you guys, everyone in your city or in your area or northern Florida, to join, and just to kind of connect and introduce and meet you guys that way. So kind of throwing out some ideas and things to do that, not trying to like take up too much time, for affiliate owners, because I know time is valuable, but also like relationships and connections are valuable too. So that.
Awesome. That's really cool. Well, that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you want to share specifically to affiliate owners, or anything that you would encourage them to do?
Yeah. Not anything super specific. I would just say, like, if you're, running your gym and you also have, some other things going on that's kind of taking you away from being able to invest in your gym full time, kind of sit back and write things down on paper, like talk to someone who runs their gym full time, myself or Christian, or there's plenty of other affiliate owners who have taken that plunge and just like get how they did it from there. Start small, some people go part-time at their job and then kind of, move into running their gym full time. But it's one of the, like, literally the best things that I probably have done. And not just, for myself, but for my community. And then it's kind of led into this role with affiliate owners. And so the impact that we're trying to make with affiliate owners, from that. And so all of this would not have been possible if I was still working, in corporate banking. So.
I love that. Yeah. And a lot of times people think, what if the worst case scenario happens if I leave? And it's like, well, what if it goes really well? And what if there's something even bigger on the other side? What if I risk it all and it pays out, and it's totally paid out for you? And that's awesome. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate it, and I had a really good time.
Yes, definitely. Have an awesome day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode. If you liked it, please like it. If you checked it out on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, leave me a review. That'll be super helpful. And then if you dug this episode, connect with me on Instagram. If we aren't already, send me a DM. Let me know what you liked about the episode. Let me know what you would have liked to see that you didn't see. I'm going to keep interviewing people that are pursuing their passion to inspire you to pursue yours. And if you're somebody that is feeling stuck and you are making decisions that are not in line with where you want to go in life, and you want to turn your life around and pursue your passion and pave your own path, then ask me about my mindset coaching. I'm doing one-on-one coaching, specifically geared towards men that want to live happier, more fulfilled lives, that we can lead families and be the example that you can carve your own journey. So if that sounds like you, connect with me either on Instagram, or you can click the link that I'll have in the show notes to book a discovery call. And I will see you next time.